Hello, my name is Brendon, and this is my presentation on FitCrawler. My group members are Jason, Joe, and Elijah. Quick little summary on what our project is. This is a gamified fitness application where users are going to create or complete fitness tasks in order to obtain gamified rewards, which they'll then use inside of a dungeon crawler game. And now we have quite a few use cases versus SQL queries inside of this table, so this is going to take a minute. But let's start with part one. The first three use cases versus SQL queries we can see here are that users can create exercises, view exercises, and search exercises. So for the create exercise, only a Fit Guild officer is able to do this. This allows them to create a new exercise that'll be accessible site-wide. This inserts new data into our exercise table. The view exercise, any user, a Fit Knight or a Fit Guild officer, can do this. They can view the details about an exercise, which will give them access to a description and a link demonstrating how to do that exercise. And for the search exercise, both users are also able to do this. Users are going to be able to type in keywords into a search bar, and our site will match exercises to those words and return a list of exercises that contain what the user was searching for. In part two here, we can see that users can edit exercises, create gyms, or apply to gyms. So the edit exercise and create gym use cases are limited to the Fit Guild officers, which, for reference, are the trainers for our application. So a Fit Guild officer is able to modify the description, the video link, or the description and the video link of the exercise within a form on our website. The Fit Guild officers are also able to create gyms. These gyms house their members that they can assign tasks to. So the Fit Guild officer is able to create their gym, giving it a name, a description, and a unique code, and they'll become the owner of that gym, allowing them to access the members in those gyms in that gym and the applications to that gym. The applied to gym feature is limited to the Fit Knights, which are Fit Knights are our standard users or our trainees. This is a form that a Fit Knight uses where they can input that specified gym code that the Fit Guild officer provides them, and that gym code will apply them to that gym where the Fit Guild officer can accept or decline them. So in part three here, we have the view gym applications, accept gym application, and deny gym application use cases. These are limited to the Fit Guild officers. So a Fit Guild officer is able to view the applications to their gym. They can click a button and it'll list out all the members, or rather all the users, who are trying to apply to be a member to their gym. And for each of these applications, the Fit Guild officer has the ability to accept or deny them. If they accept them, they will add the Fit Knight to their gym. And if they deny them, it'll just simply delete the application. For part four here, we have the remove gym member feature, the search gym members, and the view gym leaderboard. I'm actually going to start with the search gym members. So a Fit Guild officer is able to click a button which will list out all the members inside of their gym. And this is very similar to the search exercises feature where the Fit Guild officer is able to type in a name and it'll list out all the members that have a word in their username that matches that search name. And then each member has a button by them where the Fit Guild officer can choose to remove them. If the Fit Guild officer clicks remove, it'll take them to another page and they can choose whether or not they want to remove that current member that they clicked on. And if they choose to remove that member, it'll remove them from the gym. And then the view gym leaderboard feature. This feature is accessible to any member inside of a gym. So if a Fit Knight or a Fit Guild officer is inside of a gym, they can click to view the gym leaderboard. And this will display all the users within that gym and how many coins they've obtained. So the coins for our game is what places members on the leaderboard. So this will just show only the members inside of the gym and where they rank. So you can have a friendly competition with the members of your gym to see who can do the best. For part 5 here, we have the view all quests, the view fit quest, and the complete fit quest features. These are all limited to the fit knight or trainee. So fit knights can view all their quests. So once they click the quest page, it will list out all the fit quests for them, and then they have the option to click on these fit quests to view them. When they click on an exercise, it'll list what exercise they need to do, how many sets of the exercise they need to do, and how many reps they have to do per set. It'll also list the due date, so the user will know when they have to complete this task by in order to obtain the rewards. And it will list those rewards in the form of action points. These are key to playing the dungeon crawler game. And then once the user has completed a fit quest, they can click a button which will complete that quest, updating our task log table. The complete daily quest feature, the update daily quest progress, and the assign fit quests are the next 3 use cases here. The Fit Knight is able to complete daily quests, and they're able to update the daily quests. So we're going to start with the update here. The Fit Knight is able to track how much water they've drank, how many minutes they've walked, and how many servings of fruits and vegetables they've consumed. And this will update their progress towards the daily tasks. So these 3 metrics are the daily tasks. So you want users to walk a certain number of minutes, drink a certain amount of water, and eat a certain number of servings of fruits and vegetables. And by updating how much of all of this the Fit Knight has done, they can track their progress towards these daily goals. And once they've exceeded the requested goal, this will automatically complete the quest for them. This will reward them with action points that they can use inside of the dungeon crawler, and it'll contribute towards milestones as well, which we'll get into in a minute here. The Assign Fit quest is a feature for the Fit Guild officer, so another button on the Search Fit Knights page will be the Assign Task button. So a Fit Guild officer is able to look through their members, click on a member, and assign that member a task. So this is where they decide what exercise the member has to complete, the number of sets they need to do, and the number of reps per set. The Fit Guild officer will also determine the difficulty of this. So say you have like a very inexperienced Fit Knight, the Fit Guild officer may state that, hey, 10 push-ups is a lot. So this might be a medium difficulty task for that user. So this will give them the corresponding action points for the difficulty. They can also choose, if their member is very experienced, that, hey, 10 push-ups might be very easy, so they'll make it like a noob level task, which will give them significantly less action points that they can use in-game. This is to promote the constant progression of tasks that the users are completing in order to push themselves to do better, to earn more action points, in order to play the game more. The View Milestones and the Claim Milestone use cases are next. So I briefly mentioned those before, but a Fit Knight is able to view milestones, which these milestones have requirements such as completing 5 easy level quests, completing 5 medium level quests, or walking like 500 minutes. And all of these will reward the user with further rewards beyond the tasks and the daily quests. So this will give them more action points, but it also give them other bonuses such as improved armor, improved weapons, and improved health points. And once they meet the requirements for a milestone, they'll be able to claim that milestone. So claiming that milestone will remove that milestone from the list of milestones they need to complete, and it will also give the user the action points or armor or whatever reward they're getting for that milestone. The Select Dungeon and Begin Exploration use cases are also for the Fit Knight. So the Fit Knight can click a button on the home page in order to select their dungeon. This will bring up a list of the dungeons available to that user, and they can choose which one they want to explore. And then once they choose the one they want to explore, they'll begin their exploration, which will give them like the randomly generated dungeon layout from a template, and it'll initialize their location and their health. So they'll start off at a set location, and they'll start off at the maximum health every time they enter a dungeon. The view dungeon room is another use case here. So this, once the Fit Knight loads into the game, they're going to be able to view the room that they're currently within. So as they're moving around the dungeon, you need to actually update the rooms. Like if you're in a intersection room, you don't want it to look like a hallway. You want it to actually have multiple directions for you to go. So this keeps track of where you are within the dungeon and displays the correct room that you're in order to make it actually feel like a proper dungeon. Traversing the dungeon, as mentioned, allows you to move through different rooms. So say you start off in a hallway and you can either go forwards or backwards. Say you choose to go forwards, this will bring you to like an intersection, and then you'll have 3 options, actually technically 4. You'll be able to go forwards, backwards, left, or right, and you can choose which direction you want to go in that dungeon. However, traversing through dungeons does cost action points, hence why action points are the main reward for completing tasks and milestones, because it is required in order to actually move around in the dungeon and actually complete actions. Rotating direction. So if you're in a room that's like a L junction and you can either go backwards or left, you can click to turn left, where you're now looking in the direction that you're going to head rather than just going into that room without turning. This just gives you a little more control of where you're looking in the dungeon to give the users a little bit better of an idea of where they are, so they can kind of map out where they are in their head. Now we have the heal, open treasure chest, and battle dungeon opponent use cases. So users are able to heal themselves at just about any point through the dungeon exploration. Whether they're in an enemy encounter or not, they can spend action points to improve the amount of health they have if they're below the maximum number of health. The open treasure chest feature, if you go into a room that happens to have a treasure chest, you are able to click onto the treasure chest, and this will reward you with coins. This will also update the dungeon, so that treasure chest will no longer be there because you've already claimed it, and it will update the amount of coins that you have, as I mentioned, which this will be used to contribute towards your position on the leaderboard. The battle dungeon opponent, once you encounter an enemy within the dungeon, it will show you what that enemy is. It'll also show you the health that they have, and it'll bring up a view for you, allowing you to attack that enemy, heal yourself, flee from the battle, or exit the dungeon. So we have the retreat from battle and exit dungeon features here. So if you decide to retreat from a battle, this will just simply put you back into the room that you were currently in without the enemy there. But this costs action points, so it's not something you can just do for free. However, exiting the dungeon is free. So a Fit Knight at any point can choose to exit the dungeon. This will give them the amount of coins that they've earned throughout the dungeon. However, they won't be rewarded with any coins for completing it, as they did not complete the dungeon. They just chose to exit. And lastly here, we have the view inventory and the view global leaderboard features. So the view inventory is a feature limited to the Fit Knights. The Fit Knights can click on the inventory button on the home page. This will display the number of action points that they currently have, as well as the items they have that they can use inside of the dungeons. So this will display whether you have like a noob sword or like a mace. And then the viewing of the global leaderboard. So this is separate from viewing the gym's leaderboard, because this will pull from all users of FitCrawler rather than just the members within your gym. So this is going to display the top members worldwide instead of just the top members within your gym. However, you still have that button where you can switch between the two views, so you can see where you place both globally and within your gym. Next up, so we just have a quick little breakdown of the various use cases that I just talked about. So these are all the use cases for the Fit Guild officers. They can create exercises, view exercises, search exercises, edit them. They can create gyms, view their gym applications, accept or deny those applications. They can search their gym members, remove those gym members. They can assign fit quests to them. They can also view the gym's leaderboard and view the global leaderboard. And these are the use cases for the Fit Knight. So the Fit Knight can also view and search exercises. They can apply to a gym. Again, they can also view the gym's leaderboard. They can also view all of their quests that they've been assigned, as well as view the details of each individual fit quest. They can complete those fit quests and complete daily quests. They can update the daily quest progress, view milestones and claim milestones. They can select a dungeon to play through. They can begin exploration of that dungeon. They can view each dungeon room. They can traverse through the dungeon, rotate their direction within that room. They can heal, open treasure chests, battle opponents. They can retreat from a battle. They can exit the dungeon. They can view their inventory. And they can also view the global leaderboard. So here are some of our use cases. So this covers the use cases for the exercises subsystem and the gym subsystem. So on the left here, we have our exercise subsystem where a Fit Knight can search and view exercises, while the Fit Guild officer can create, view, search, and edit exercises. And then on the right here, for the gym subsystem, a Fit Knight can apply to a gym and view the gym leaderboard, while the Fit Guild officer can create that gym, view the gym applications, accept gym applications, deny gym applications, remove a gym member, search a gym members, and view gym leaderboards. And it's also intended for them to be able to apply to a gym as well, because we don't want to limit the Fit Guild officers to just the owner role. The Fit Quest and Dungeon Crawler subsystems are next. So on the left here, we have the Fit Quest subsystem. For this, the Fit Guild officer can assign Fit Quests, and that is all they can do. However, a Fit Knight can view all of the assigned Fit Quests that they have. They can view the details of each Fit Quest, complete those quests. They can also complete their daily quests and update their daily quest progress. And on the right here, for the Dungeon Crawler subsystem, the Fit Guild officer is able to view the global leaderboard for that. While the Fit Knight can view the global leaderboard, they can also view their milestones, claim milestones, select the dungeon, begin exploration, view dungeon room, traverse the dungeon, rotate the direction within a dungeon's room. They can heal themselves, they can open treasure chests, battle opponents, retreat from the battle, exit the dungeon, and view the inventory. It's quite a list. Here's our activity diagram of viewing the inventory. So the Fit Knight, upon starting, is going to click a button to view their inventory. The system's going to receive that request, and they're going to get the details about the user's inventory, and they're going to return those details to the user. If their inventory is empty, it's just going to end. However, if it's not empty, it's going to display the contents of their inventory, including their action points, their current weapons, their armor, and like their healing item. Here are our system sequence diagrams for the view exercise and apply to gym. So for viewing an exercise, a Fit Knight just simply clicks to view an exercise, and then the system will return those details to the Fit Knight. For the applying to a gym, a Fit Knight is going to apply to the gym. The system is going to receive that application and let the Fit Guild officer know that an application was received. The Fit Guild officer will accept that application, and then the system will inform the Fit Knight that, hey, you've been accepted to that Fit Guild officer's gym. For the assign Fit Quest and view inventory system sequence diagrams, for in this instance, the assign Fit Quest, the Fit Guild officer is going to state, hey, I want to create a Fit Quest for this user. The system's going to be like, okay, here's the list of exercises. The Fit Guild officer is going to choose the exercises and specify all the other details as mentioned before. And then the system will let the Fit Knight know, once the Fit Guild officer created the quest, that, hey, you have a new quest available. And then for viewing the inventory, the Fit Knight's going to click to view their inventory. The system's going to get all the information about the player's inventory, and then they're going to return the contents of the inventory to the user. Here are our design class diagrams. The one on the left here is for the gym application system, and then the one on the right here is for the tasks. So the left just states all the details for each user, including their ID, email, username, etc. The gym application is going to state what users applying to the gym and what gym they're applying to. And then the gym is going to have like an owner's ID, a name, description, and code. And then on the right here for the task, we have each task has a name, or actually, well, it has an ID for starters. It has a name, which is a string. It also specifies the sets, the difficulty, the number per set, and the end date. And the task log, so this is once a user completes a task, it'll state the, or actually it doesn't, not necessarily completed in full, but it'll display the percent complete on the current task. It'll also display once, or what time that the user completed that task. And then the daily log is going to have its own ID. It's going to be connected to a user, so it has the user's ID. It has a time completed, so it specifies when the user completed that daily quest. And then it also includes all the details, so how many minutes walked, how much water drank, and how many servings of fruit and vegetables. So here's our ERD. It is quite in depth. So in the very middle here, we have our fit crawler user having all those attributes that I just mentioned a second ago. It is connected, the fit crawler user is connected to a gym once they've applied to the gym. So that's why we have this little connection here. So like as they're applying, this application will be between the user and the gym. And then once the application is accepted, they will be connected to the gym. And then, though this is also for fit guild officers, so they are just directly connected to it if they're the owner of it. The daily log is also connected to each fit crawler user, so each user will have a daily log specifying how much water they've drank, how many minutes they've walked, and how many fruits and vegetable servings they've had for the day. The task will specify the name of the task and like all the details about it. So once a fit guild officer assigns a fit night a task, this is going, an instance of this is going to be created, and it's going to be connected to whatever user that fit guild officer was assigning the task to. And then that's going to also be connected to the exercises, so it's going to have an exercise included, so the user will know what they have to do. And it's going to be connected to the task log, which is going to be tracking the progress to these tasks. The fit crawler user is also going to be connected to the dungeon milestone log, so as the daily log is updated and as tasks are completed, these milestone logs will be updated as well, and this will contribute towards milestones. And then this lists all the milestones, so this will list what needs to be done for a milestone, how many times you need to do it, and the rewards you're going to get. And then the fit crawler user is also connected to the game stats, so this is like the inventory for that user, so this will have like what items they currently have. It'll also have their health, coins, action points, and like the number of dungeons they've completed stored as well. And both the milestone and game stats tables are connected to the sword, boots, staff, and armor tables. So these are connected to the game stats because this is tracking the inventory of the fit knights. So if you have like a noob sword, you're going to get the details of the noob sword here, and it's going to be displayed in the game stats for that user. But for the milestones, if say, hey, by completing this milestone for completing, say, 5 expert difficulty fit quests, maybe you get like a tier 2 sword. That's going to be connected through this little connection here to the between the sword and the milestones. And then the fit crawler user is also connected to like their dungeon exploration, so it tracks where they are in dungeons and how much progress they've had in that dungeon, including their current health, and as well as the layout of the dungeon, so that it's not like when you load in, the dungeon's completely different. Like you need a consistent layout before you complete it. And then that's connected to this dungeon table, which displays all the details about that dungeon, including all the enemies in it, all the chests in it, all the varying rooms, etc. It's connected. This is connected to the dungeon enemy because you need all, like I mentioned, you have the dungeon enemies listed here, but you need the details for each enemy, which is going to come from this dungeon enemy table, including their name, their strength, their defense, etc. And then the dungeon battle is going to be connected between exploration and the enemy, because this is tracking the user's health and this is tracking the enemy's health. So as a user battles an enemy in the dungeon, you need to be able to update both of those. So this dungeon battle is going to be updating the health between the two. So if like the enemy attacks you, you need to get like their strength and you need to pass it to here and remove the health from the user. So for the HCI golden rules, I talk about another one in the report and over the second golden rule. However, I still want to talk about the second golden rule here. So for the first golden rule that we followed and Schneiderman's first golden rule, we needed consistency. So as you can see between these two pages that I have as an example here, we do have a theme going on with the neon green and the gold. All like the boxes are outlined, or like the text boxes are outlined in gold, while a lot of the general informative text is in that gold, and all of the buttons are in that neon green. This is consistent across all pages, just to ensure that we have good consistency for our project. For the second golden rule that we talk about, universal usability, or Schneiderman's second golden rule, this is ensuring that users have a good experience in various different scenarios. So if you have different devices, or if you have different like needs, we have to make sure that we meet those. So text adjusts with the size of the screen, ensuring that all users can see things at all times. It's not like you're going to be on a big desktop and you're not going to be able to read a text because it's so small. And then we also ensure that buttons are accessible if you're on like the mobile devices. So if you have a phone, the header is not going to be at the top. It's actually going to be at the bottom, so you can easily access it with your thumbs. And then the fifth golden rule, or error prevention, is shown on the right image here, right here. So if you put in like incorrect information and try to submit it, our application won't allow you to do that because this risks breaking the database and breaking the entire application. So we had to handle errors and prevent them in a way that users can be informed, hey, this is what you didn't do, make sure you do it correctly, and then you'll be able to achieve your goal. So if you're trying to log in and you don't type something incorrectly, it's going to tell you, hey, you didn't type in your username or password correctly, and then you're going to try again, and then you'll be able to log in once you get it right. And then the other golden rule, which I didn't put in the presentation slides, was Schneiderman's 8th golden rule. So this is for the reduction of like short-term memory load. This is basically ensuring that users have easy access to quick details at all times. So that kind of pertains to just both these views as well. You can see that each button it's very precise. Like this will take you to the home page because it says home. This will take you to the exercises page to sign up, the login. It's very self-explanatory. The users don't need to have to memorize what buttons do. It's very clear what they're going to do. Or like this for the search exercises page. This is going to take you to the next page while this takes you to the previous page. And this is grayed out because there is no previous page because you're on page 1. Like there's a lot of very quick details here to ensure that users are actually engaged and know what's going on without having to have a lot of knowledge about the application to use it. And this is the responsive design that I briefly mentioned. You can see the exercise page for desktop versus mobile and the home page for desktop versus mobile. We reformat it to be more supportive of thumbs because on mobile devices you're going to be using your thumbs. It's also important to note when you click the profile on the desktop, the profile buttons appear here, while on mobile they appear here, which I believe you can see in our report. And now we're going to get into our subsystems. I'm going to talk about these pretty briefly because I've already gone into a lot of detail with them in the use case versus SQL queries, as well as like when we talked about the ERD. So here are like just some of the features. Again, this is our create exercise feature where a fit guild officer can create a new exercise. You can actually see the screen with it. So that's why I'm going to talk about these again. So the newly created exercises will have, a name, a video link, and some instructions. And then the fit guild officer will just hit create and it'll add it to the database. Here's the code for creating an exercise. So you can see all the details necessary in order to create that exercise here. And you can see that, hey, when we're creating an exercise, we're basically inserting more information into our exercise table, and that query is found right here. You can see it's inserting into the exercise table these whatever values that are input into the page. And then for the view exercise feature, this is when users click on an exercise to view the details. It's just going to show a quick description along with an instructional video that users can watch. The search exercises feature is so users are able to search through all the exercises. There's multiple pages of exercises, and you can you can search for specific names. You can click on this bar and search for them. And then the edit exercise feature. So a Fit Guild officer will go in here and they'll edit an exercise. You can see the detail instructions here, and they can change those instructions, or they can change out the video link for that video, or for that exercise rather. And then here's the code for that. So you're basically, when you're editing an exercise, you're going to be looking for whatever exercise that you're going to edit. So this is going to select that here, and then you're going to update it. Once you have that, you're going to update that exercise, and you're going to be able to change the description and the video link. For the gym subsystem, we have the creating gym feature. So a Fit Guild officer will give it a name, a description, and a gym code. And here's the code for that. We're going to insert into the gym table a brand new gym with the name, description, and join code values, as along with the owner's ID, so we know who owns the gym. Applying to the gym features, so Fit Nights can put in a gym code here to join a gym, and users can apply to multiple gyms at once. However, they can only be accepted to one of them. This is viewing the gym applications, so a Fit Guild officer can see how many people are applying to their gym, and this is where they accept or decline those members. Here is the code for that. So you can see it's selecting from the applications table, and it's going to list out all the applications to that gym, and it's going to also join that with the FitCrawler user. So it's going to give you the details of that FitCrawler user, which it tells you the name of the user that is applying to your gym. And then for the searching gym members, so this is where a Fit Guild officer can view the Fit Nights in their gym, and this is where they can assign them tasks or remove them. This will take them to additional pages to do these two features here. And then again, you can search for Fit Nights with the search bar based upon their username. For the Fitness Quest subsystem, so we assign Fit Quest here. This is the assign Fit Quest feature. So once a Fit Guild officer has decided to assign a quest to one of their members, they're going to choose the exercise, they're going to name it, determine the number of sets, determine the difficulty, and the number of reps per set, and they're going to choose an end date, and then they can assign that to that Fit Night, and the Fit Night will receive it and know what quests they have to do. This is the code for the assigning of Fit Quests. So you're going to connect with the gym and the user. So it's going to find that user that you're trying to assign that quest to, and you're going to assign the quest to them. This is where the quest is going to be inserted into. It's going to insert it into a fitness task describing all the details about that quest. And then we also have more queries on the right here. So this is basically just ensuring that, hey, the night that you're assigning a quest to is actually in your gym. And then it's also going to pull all the exercises from the exercise table, so you can choose what exercise to attach to the task. Here is the view all quests feature. So the quests get listed here where a Fit Night is able to interact with them. This is also going to show your progress towards daily tasks. This actually falls under the 8th golden rule of reducing the short-term kind of memory load. So this shows you your progress very quickly, hey, these two are at the end while this is not. So you need to eat more fruits and vegetables in order to complete those quests. This is the code for it. So it's going to show all of your quests that you currently have in the fitness task table. So it's going to just display all of those. And then it's going to also display all of the details for your daily tasks, including the minutes walked, water drank, and fruits and vegetables consumed. Here's the complete daily quest feature. So this is where a Fit Knight can update the progress towards the daily quests and update the minutes walked, water drank, and fruits and vegetables consumed. And this is where they can submit that, and this will update their progress, and it'll automatically update those progress bars as well. This is the View Fit Quest feature. So once you click on a Fit Quest as a Fit Knight, you can see all the details. So you can see that, hey, this is the exercise I have to complete. This is the number of sets of exercise I need to do. This is the number of reps I need to do per set. This is the difficulty of the quest. This is the time that I have to complete the quest by. And then this is what I'll get for completing it. And then this is where you can mark it as complete. And lastly, we have the Dungeon Crawler subsystem. This is the most interesting part of our project. This is the actual game. So this is the Select Dungeon feature. So this is where the dungeons get listed, and the Fit Knights are able to choose which one they want to explore. This is going to pull all of the dungeons from our database. It's also going to get all the information for the users, so we know what their health is and like their current progress in the dungeons. And here's like a helper method for that. It's more code that helps actually generate the dungeon, ensuring that the layouts are correct, ensuring that we get the right sprites for whatever like character we have in the dungeon's layout. So this is how we kind of specify whether a chest will spawn or whether like an enemy encounter will occur. So here is the View Dungeon Room feature. So when a Fit Knight enters a room, this is kind of what it'll look like. You can go forward or to the left. You can see that there is an option to go left, and the buttons will also display your options as well. So you can see you can choose to go forward, and you can choose to go to the right, or you can turn left or turn right just within the room. You're just rotating your view. And then you can also click to exit once you find one of these portals, which will complete that dungeon. Here's the Open Treasure Chest feature. So you can see when you encounter a treasure chest, it's right here. You click on that to earn coins. And then once you kind of click on it, it'll tell you, hey, these are the coins that you've earned from the chest. These are the total coins that you currently have in your run. And then you'll see that the chest is no longer on the screen. And here's the code for it. This is checking where all the things are within the dungeon. So this is going to get like where the chests are and whatnot. And then this is going to update your current exploration of that dungeon to remove that chest from the current playthrough to ensure that you can't just repeatedly go back to that room and farm coins without actually doing anything. And then here's the helper method, which will display the number of coins that is in that chest, and it will update the amount of coins that you have once you've clicked on it. So here's the Battle Dungeon Opponent feature. So when a dungeon opponent, in this instance a slime, appears, you have their health bar displayed on the top left, and then you also have your options for the battle displayed on the right. So you can attack, you can heal, you can flee the battle, or you can leave the dungeon, and each one displays the number of action points required in order to complete the action. And then here's some CSS. I didn't really talk about the CSS code, I guess you want to call it code itself, but I wanted to talk about this one a little bit. So on the dungeon enemies, we have some keyframes here. So these keyframes give it a little animation. So when you enter the room, that enemy won't be there when you first enter, and it'll like fade in. So you actually like see the enemy like kind of like fade into the room, and like it just makes it a little more interesting to look at when you encounter an enemy rather than it being a still image. And then we have the health and enemy health bars. So these are progress bars, which are going to have their own colors. So that's why we have like the monster's health and the player's health being different. And these progress bars, again, on this page are displayed on the left here. So this is just the CSS describing like those progress bars. We want them to be a little bit round. So we have like the radius here. We want the background to be black just to show that, hey, that health's gone. We might make it very clear. And then we just want to make sure like the health bars are different colors. We don't want the player's health and the enemy's health to be the same. So here are the challenges. I think the biggest one was time management. And while, like, yeah, we have over 30 features, it was still, like, there was more we wanted to do with the project. Like, we were definitely ambitious with the project. So, like, we were trying to get as much done as possible. And getting this perfect in our eyes was not really possible, but I'm definitely happy with the outcome. Another one was version control. Version control generally is just a pretty average challenge. It happens almost all the time when you're working with other people. It went relatively okay with this project. We had very, very few branches appear. However, like just implementing the new features while implementing styling and like restructuring of files, it was just there was a lot going on from different members, so it was challenging to keep up with that. Another one was choosing what features we wanted to work on because, like I said, we were very ambitious with this project. So there's definitely features that we cut from the project that we would love to include if we had more time. So that was another challenge, was just choosing what was necessary for the project rather than like what we wanted. And then another one was database migration. Working with the database was kind of difficult. We had to create an early design of it early on, which was great early on having all the data there. However, like as the time progressed and we needed to like update those tables with new attributes to it in order to facilitate new features, it caused some difficulties where we had to modify all entries, delete entries, make new entries. It was difficult, but I mean we got through it. Okay, so here's the video. This is the last 5 minutes of our video. I'm sorry, this one's very long. There was a lot of details to cover. And I try to edit this down as much as I can, but I think it's going to be around 35 minutes. So my apologies for the very long video, but I hope that covered everything that I needed to. And here is a little bit of a voiceover for our 5-minute voiceless video. This is the login feature, so I'm just going to quickly show that you can't log in with an account that doesn't exist. So this shows our error handling. So we're going to sign up real quick. I don't do this login sign up repeatedly. I cut that out of the video. So you just have to sign up with a username, an email, and a password, and you can choose what type of member you are. So this is the Fit Guild Officer. We're going to create a gym real quick. So that we talked about this one during the midterm. So this is the Mason gym with a 5 for the S instead, just to be kind of cool, I guess. And then we're going to go to a new account, which we're going to show again that you can't log in if the account doesn't exist. So we're going to sign up real quick. We signed up with Cal real fast. We're going to join Mason's gym. It shows that we've applied to his gym. And now we're going to go to Mason's account real quick, which I'm already in. We're going to accept Cal into the gym. And then we can see that Cal is here. We show that we can remove him if we want, but we're not going to. We're going to assign him a few quests real quick. And then like we can choose the due dates on these quests, and we can choose the difficulty. So I'm going to set the difficulty to easy. So I cut a little bit of time out of this too, because there would be a couple more button presses normally with these. So I'm just showing that, hey, we can access all of the exercises in the database. And then we have our final task. I don't think I do any more after this. I almost assigned it without picking a date. And then we're going to view the exercises real quick. So this is just showing that these are all the exercises in our database, and we can go through the pages. You can see how the previous button lit up once we hit next. We can edit the exercises here because we are a Fit Guild Officer currently. We're in Mason's account. We're not in Cal's account, who is a normal Fit Knight. So we're just showing that, hey, we can edit this text and it's going to actually appear on the screen. And then we can also add an exercise as a Fit Guild Officer. So you can see we're just going to create the exercise called Rest. Literally, you're going to do nothing. And it'll automatically search for it and show you that, hey, it's in our database now. And then also show you that you can search for like just push-ups. This will show you every single thing that has the term push in it. And then I believe we're going to go back to Cal's account now. So we're going to log into Cal real fast. And then we're going to view our fit quests, I think. Oh, no, we're going to show that we're in the gym as well. And then we're going to view the fit quests. So this is where we update our daily progress. So I'm going to update it to like 1,000 minutes walk. This is for milestone purposes. And I'm going to update like the other ones so you can see like the progress on all those tasks. And then I'm going to view a task, and I'm going to complete a couple of these so I can show off the game. And these will complete these tasks, and completing tasks will contribute towards milestones. You can also see here that as a general Fit Knight, you can also view the exercises like the Fit Guild officer could. And then here's the inventory for the Fit Knight. It shows you all the items and their action points. And then this is also the milestones. So I'm going to claim all the basic milestones that I can. I'm going to save these ones for later because they improve the gameplay, and I want to show the difference between the two. Here's our profile page. And that's not really a feature, but we can choose a profile picture, which does update our database. And then we can explore a dungeon, because we're a Fit Knight. We're in Cal's account. These are all the dungeons we can play. We're going to go into the starter dungeon. We're going to move forward and move forward again. This is a slime encounter. You can see that we're using our action points to attack the slime. And then we're going to encounter a golem. This one's going to do more damage and take more damage as well. So we actually have to heal up a little bit to survive the encounter. And then we found the exit portal. So we're going to exit, and then it gives us the option to select a new dungeon, which we can click, take us here. We're going to actually go back to the home, and we're going to go to the inventory, I believe. Actually, I'm going to show you the leaderboard. So you saw there for a second, the gym's leaderboard now displayed my coins. Now we went to the milestones in the inventory. I'm going to get these tier 2 items, and these are going to improve how I can play. So now it only costs 4.5 action points to move rather than 5. And I'm also doing more damage to these enemies as I encounter them. I think I'm doing 7, and I used to do 5. And this is encountering a chest. I got 50 coins from it. I'm just kind of speed running through this dungeon just to show you how it plays. Found another enemy. We're going to move a little bit more. Here's another enemy. And then here's the exit portal. And again, we can select a new dungeon if we want. And then we can see that, hey, I've got 139 coins. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.